Hello, my friends. Oh, I think this is my of first full video of 2023. Mm, it's so nice to be back. I hope that this first couple weeks of the year has treated you well. I'm recording this after Mars and Mercury have both gone direct, so we are out of the retrogrades. It feels so good. I feel really good with that. I can feel the forward momentum. So I hope you can as well. And I'm really here today to share with you something that I am so excited about. And I have mentioned this briefly before, but it's time to truly open this up to the world. And so here we are. As of the time that this video goes live, so if you are watching this, this is true. The Akashic Womb Shamanism Apprenticeship is open for enrollment. So, Akashic Womb Shamanism, what is that? What does that even mean? Akashic Womb Shamanism is my work. It's the intersection of everything I have learned, done, known, grown through. Everything, literally everything, is going into this apprenticeship. This is a 12-month container. It's a year. You could just spend a year with me. Um, it is a year-long container. Don't worry, there's plenty of integration weeks built in. You can still take time off and go on holiday, still take time off to not be doing spiritual work literally every second of the year. No, we're not here for that. We are here to make this accessible and fun to do, like always. Um, it is deep. It's in depth. This is the most in-depth program I've ever offered, and this is the first round of it. And so, wow, this is going to be awesome because it's the first time I'm putting everything together and sharing it with everybody. It's going to be so powerful. So let me tell you a little bit about it. So we're starting in March. You have 6 weeks to decide if you're ready to join us. However, the sooner you join us, the better, because there is pre-work that if you have more time to do that, it's going to be better for you when we start in March and go full throttle, basically. So again, 12 months. We started March, so we're going March 2023 to March 2024. We will have integration weeks brought up in there. It is a group program, so everyone who joins, I'm only leaving 10 spaces open for this first round. So we're going to be meeting as groups approximately once a week. Again, there will be integration spaces built in. And you also get one-on-one support from me as well. There are a certain number of one-on-one sessions. I'll link all the website stuff so you can read all that stuff. But you get group and one-on-one support with me. And in an apprenticeship, you want the group support. There are very few people who can go through an apprenticeship without a group. Most people need a group. And it's not a better or worse thing in any way, shape, or form. It's actually so beneficial to go through apprenticeship with a group because you have people to talk to go through the journey with, to be able to who understand what you're going through, because going through a shamanic apprenticeship, which is what this is first and foremost, is life changing. Going through a shamanic apprenticeship will shift every aspect of your life. How you see yourself, how you move through this world, how you speak, how you feel, how you talk. My life is truly Shannon before she did a shamanic apprenticeship and Shannon after. My life prepared me for my apprenticeship, but who I was before my apprenticeship is so different in the best way from who I am now. Because an apprenticeship changes you from literally the cells, the core of your being. It changes everything. and it is an honor to get to do it. It is an honor to go through a shamanic apprenticeship, and it changes everything. And so that's why we're doing a whole year, because you have the group, you'll have me, you will have Taja, who is my assistant and partner in this work, and she helps me hold space and create a really safe healing space for our group containers. Since she came in and started joining me with this and helping, group containers have gotten so much juicier and deeper and more amazing. So you've got lots of support, and you get a whole year where we get to really dive in. So this apprenticeship starts with shamanic work. It has to start with shamanic work. What is shamanic work? It's soul work. It is earth soul work. Shamanic work is the most ancient way of doing healing work with the soul. Shamanic work has been around probably as long as humans have been around, honestly. I don't know if there's anyone has ever found the actual date that there was the first shaman, but it is a calling. You are called to shamanic work. Everyone's called differently. I was called to the point where I literally could not ignore it. I left my entire life behind. I left behind a relationship. I left behind my dreams that I thought were my dreams. Very, very happy with having left those dreams behind to do this work, to pursue my apprenticeship. And that is the truth of what a shamanic calling feels like. It may not be quite that intense for you. Like, you may be going, I feel so called to learn more about shamanism, and it may not ask you to leave behind your whole life. That doesn't mean that your calling is any less valid. It just means it's different. But it's a calling. Your soul knows. Sometimes I've had apprentices, some of my current apprentices have said to me, it feels like a calling that you like. It's almost like it's a calling, but you also don't get to say no to it. And I resonate with that. Like, I knew I was called to it, but I also was like, I don't get to say no. Like, this is something I have to do, whether it's hard or easy. And it was hard and also beautiful. And honestly, the most beautiful things, I think it's really true, the most beautiful things are often hard. I'm like, I'm really selling an apprenticeship. You're like, I'm sure you're like, yeah, I want to do this. It sounds hard. It's really beautiful. There's a lot of jokes that come into apprenticeship with me too. Like, we make this fun. But apprenticeship, shamanic work is soul work. Let me get serious again. It's soul work. It is diving into the depths of your soul. Shamanic work is working with your ancestors. It's working with the land, the plants, the animals, the elements, the seasons. It's working with your cells, with your DNA, with your ancestral lineage. It's working with you, your past lives, your current life. It's working with your soul. It's working with piecing together the elements of your soul so that you can come into the deepest wholeness of yourself. And then, if you're called to do shamanic work with other people, I truly believe it's the biggest honor in the world to help others connect back into their soul, piece together their essence so they get that fullness of themselves. And that's what an apprenticeship teaches you, is how to do that for yourself and how to do that for other people. There are shamanic techniques that you'll learn. You'll learn shamanic journeying. You'll learn shamanic soul retrieval. And soul retrieval is kind of a buzzword right now. I've seen a lot of it bandied around. A true soul retrieval requires an apprenticeship to the level of intensity of what I'm talking about here to be able to do. A true soul retrieval is of everything I've ever learned. A true soul retrieval, a shamanic soul retrieval, is the deepest, most intimate, most life-changing medicine that exists. And you have to be taught it. You don't just wake up knowing how to do a soul retrieval. You have to be taught from another shaman how to do that work without making things worse for people. whole other tangent. I'm like, okay, let's stay on track. I will talk about this. If you joined apprenticeship, you'll hear about this. But there is a lot of soul retrieval like that phrase being bandied around by people who don't know what they're doing because they are not trained to do a shamanic soul retrieval. If it is not someone who has been trained, it's not a soul retrieval. And you're going to learn a true shamanic soul retrieval. You will learn rituals, ceremonies, so much. What it means to live as a shaman, as a shamanic informed being. It's truly a path. It's a way of life. And that's where we start. Is the first third of apprenticeship is shamanic soul-based apprenticeship work. Just gonna take a second. And then we move into Earth Akashic work. So you may be familiar with my methods of working in the Akashic records in the 23rd dimension. I call it Earth Akashic healing because it's shamanically informed Akashic work. I have a process that I was given from the Akashic records for healing that I teach and I use, and it's beautiful and incredible, and I call it Earth Akashic healing. I used to call it quantum healing. If you've followed me for a long time, you may have heard me call it that before. Same thing. And I'm going to teach you what I call level 1 and level 2. My certification process. You get the entire teaching of Earth Akashic healing with an apprenticeship. So you learn shamanic work, and then you learn Akashic work. That is earth work and cosmic work. And then where we bring it together is the womb shamanism, the womb priestess work. This is sacred sexuality work. This is working with our life force energy. This is working with that sacred creative portal of the womb. There is so much that we can do with our womb. You may or may not know that the original shamans were women. Men were not shamans or medicine people really until the patriarchy became a thing, because what was considered necessary was a physical womb, because the womb that we have, a uterus, is a copy of the cosmic womb that exists above us that created us. And so womb shamanism is one of the oldest ways, if maybe the oldest, I don't know. Who's to say? I guess more so than I don't know who's to say what's the oldest way, but one of the oldest ways of shamanically working with the body and with our energy fields. Womb shamanism is where everything comes together. I will teach you how to shamanically work in the womb space, how to do womb clearings and ceremonies. It will teach you how to work with the Akashic records in the womb space, which is a whole other level. Oh my God, it's amazing. I will teach you how to work in multiple different dimensions of the Akashic field, 23, 27, 42, 32, 44, all these places. Where there's so much energy in the Akashic field, and we can bring that all into the womb space and birth it out and create it. And I'm going to teach you how to do that, and how to heal, and how to channel, and how to merge the earth and the cosmic together, because we have to be able to do both. We have to be able to do both in order to truly, truly, truly do spiritual work on this earth that is beneficial for the earth and the collective. We have to know how to do earth work and grounded work. And then we can bring in that Akashic cosmic star work. And you know where that all comes together? It's the womb, because it's our physical manifestation of the most cosmic thing, the womb from the universe that created us, and the earth womb that we were all born from. And the earth itself is a womb. I mean, so womb shamanism, it's a combination of shamanic work, Akashic work, and the shamanic work interweaves with the priestess path. So the priestess path is really a way of it's that's the sacred sexuality. That's how we use this sexual energy, this life force, like orgasmic creative energy within us to create, literally to create, to manifest our lives. And so this apprenticeship is for those who are called to a shamanic path, an Akashic path, or a priestess path. We will be going into all three of those different things together. And even if you go, okay, I know I'm really not, I don't think I want to, for example, do shamanic work for other people, being trained in it for yourself will deepen your priestess work or your Akashic work. And same with maybe you don't want to do Akashic work really for other people, but being trained in Akashic work will deepen your shamanic and your womb work. And you can see where I'm going. Being trained in womb work will deepen. Being trained in shamanic or Akashic work will deepen womb work if that's where you decide you are most called. The point, the goal, the intention of this apprenticeship is to make you the most well-rounded healer, channel, guide, practitioner possible. And this really is a calling to those who are ready, or maybe already are working with others who already have a healing calling, who are already working towards that or doing that and want to go deeper. This is for if you already are doing healing work and you know you can be better, this is for you. Because that's exactly where I was however many years ago, 2.5 years ago. I was already doing my Akashic work deeply and I knew I could be better. And so I went deep into shamanic work and womb work. And then I was asked to start teaching way sooner than I would ever have intended or thought I would teach. And I was asked, and Spirit has put me through some deeply difficult initiations in the last 7 or 8 months in order to be able to teach and birth this apprenticeship, in order to be able to do this now. And the reason I'm doing it now is because we need spiritual healing work that is well-rounded, that is integrated. And by no means am I perfect. I am human. I have been trained by incredible teachers. I have been trained in an ancient shamanic lineage and I was trained in a way to make the shamanic work contemporary, meaning we no longer live in villages where the shaman's the center of the village. We live in a global community. And so I have been initiated into a long line of female shamans and taught how to make this work integrated, grounded, and contemporary, meaning that it works for the life that we live today. I'm not teaching you practices that worked 500 years ago but have nothing to do with how we live today. That would be useless. Because the only reason to do this work that is not an ego-driven reason, and ego-driven reasons are fine. An ego-driven reason would be, I want to learn this for myself. Beautiful. But the selfless, ego-distanced reason to do this work is because we want to actually do work that can make a difference on the earth at this time. And so it's fine to have I want to do this for myself. But the reason I'm teaching it the way I am is because my intention is not only to help you become the best healer, practitioner, guide, whatever, priestess, healer, I already said that, healer, practitioner, guide that you can be. My intention is also to teach you ways of doing this work that are actually relevant to the here and now. Because that's the missing link in the spiritual community and space right now. A lot of the work is not grounded enough to actually make a difference. How many of you watching this, resonating with this, have felt disappointed or frustrated from doing work with somebody, or maybe even sometimes from your own work, no shame, where you go, that was beautiful, but how am I supposed to do anything with this in my human life? I still have to pay bills. I still have to pay taxes. I still have to like do all these human things. Like I still have to drive. I still have to blah, 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 blah. How am I supposed to make this relevant to my work, to my life? They make this work relevant to my human life. That is the point of shamanic work, and specifically of Akashic womb shamanism, of this apprenticeship. Because every single thing that I will teach you here, I'm going to teach you literally everything I do. I'm also going to teach you some biomagnetism, which is a therapy that I use within my shamanic work. I'm not going to teach you all of it because it's very in depth and we need more than 12 months to bring that into, but I'm going to teach you the basics of it because it supports the physical body. So I'm literally teaching you everything that I do. And everything that I do and have learned, I do these things because I've learned how to actually make this work relevant right here, right now on Earth. How to actually make it relevant to the life I live, as opposed to living in a spiritual world and then living in the human world and there's no intersection. No, there's literally no point to that. I've done that. I did that years ago. Not doing it anymore because it doesn't help. And so that is the point of this work. This is for you if you're ready to wake up to yourself, to go through the initiation, to become this deep, embodied, grounded healer, guide, practitioner. This is a calling. This is a calling, and I'm just sharing that calling with you now. I'm also going to be teaching you shamanic forms of energy healing that I have been developing and I haven't shared publicly. This is the first place I'm going to share it really publicly, is in this apprenticeship. And there's so much. I'm like, my brain's going here and here and here. There's so much that I'm going to be sharing with you. So just a couple last little things to add. You might be going, okay, what am I actually going to learn? Let me just go through it. Easy. You're going to learn shamanic work, shamanic journeying, connecting to body, mind, spirit, earth, nature, elements. You are going to learn soul retrieval shamanically. You're going to learn how to open the records, how to open the Akashic records in the 23rd plus dimensions and multiple dimensions. You're going to learn the Earth Akashic healing process, which is my proprietary process that I train people in. So you're going to get that full training. You are going to learn womb journeying and clearings. You are going to learn how to hold space for others. There's going to be a huge emphasis at the end of the program on holding space for clients, how to hold space for a business, how to hold space for this kind of deep soul work in a healthy, safe, embodied, grounded way. That's the high level overview. I'm like, I could keep going, but those are the high levels. That's the high level overview of what you're going to learn. We're doing weekly group calls. We start in March. Actual complete date to start, TBD, first or second week of March. And then you have access to me, you have access to the group, you'll have access to some one-on-one sessions with me as well, so you get one-on-one support. You'll have access to a messaging container as well, so we're keeping in contact. You will never be alone. You also have access to the mystery school, the Earth Akashic mystery school, for the entire apprenticeship, and the sooner you join, the sooner you get access, because there's a lot of information in there that will really help you when we start. If you join, say you join tomorrow, you'll have access actually for the entire apprenticeship, but you'll get access to it early as well. So you'll get an extra month of access simply because you join earlier. So there's another reason to join me early and really start doing the work. I'll give you a whole okay, go through these courses before we start. This is a sacred container. This is a very sacred container, bringing you deep into the ancient ways of living within your soul. This is an initiation into a long lineage of women that have come before you, embodying, creating, and practicing these ancient, beautiful ways of being. This is a divine feminine container. It's also a divine union container. We connect to our feminine, our womb, and then we also connect to the union of masculine and feminine within us. This is an initiation to waking up to your truest, highest, most beautiful self. I have all the information for you to connect in, learn more, book a discovery call with me in the footnotes of this video or the description box, you know what I'm saying? Just sharing for a moment the calling of this apprenticeship in this space and energetically opening it here and now, feeling that myself and sharing it with you so you can feel it too. It's time. It's time, it's time, it's time. We are here. So the Akashic Womb Shamanism Apprenticeship is officially open. I am so excited to welcome you into this. Thank you for receiving all of this information by watching this and being in this space with me. I am sending you deep love and gratitude, sharing the energy of the shamanic path, the Akashic path, and the priestess path. These triple initiations that we will be going through together. And so it is. I'll talk to you soon.